people.
Because even in terms of service, I think they said you have to be at least 13 to even
Nobody
have
listens to
Instagram.
that.
I know. How is going to date Loyalist? Okay, my name's Dwayne.
My name's Jasmine.
We're Dwayne and Jazz. Today we have for you 2 true scary Instagram horror stories by Mr.Nightmare. Lord, we'll talk about that at the end. Mm-hmm. Because Jasmine definitely has stories on Instagram. Scary stories.
Scary stuff that y'all send me in my DMs. It's like
I'm saving that for video because it's
y'all
really bad.
Disgusting.
If you want to see that story time, just skip to the end of the video because this is gonna be a little quick story time. But anyway, guys, if you have any reaction requests, please follow us on all our social media in the link in the description below, and don't forget to
subscribe.
What's that one in? Three. It said 2, but it's 3.
Oh, I guess it's 3. Okay.
Hey, just want to say you're really cute. So how old are you?
Wait.
Oh, it's 2. Okay, all right.
Oh, so it's only 2.
His editor messed up. So yeah.
Which one is it, 3 or 2?
I have an Instagram account with 1,100 followers.
Okay.
I had it set to public so anybody could come onto my page and look at my pictures, like them, and comment on them. So oftentimes I'd get people I didn't know liking my pictures and commenting on them. But one person stood out from the rest. I remember his first comment on one of my photos. It was a beach picture with one of my friends. So I was wearing a swimsuit. I had like 11 comments on it.
Of course.
But one of them was from somebody I didn't know. It was 3 flame emojis. I clicked the man's profile. He had 3 pictures, 80 followers, and he was following over 200 people, including
He be lurking.
me.
That's a lurking.
All 3 of his pictures were of him, selfies, which didn't look right given that he looked like he was 40 or 50. I didn't mind though, it's expected to happen to a certain extent. However, after that photo, it started becoming a thing where the man would just comment on every new photo I posted.
He got loyal followers.
One comment just said hot. This one was a little creepier, honestly. But then 2 days later, after posting my next picture, the man didn't comment this time. Instead, he sent me a direct message.
Oh, trying to get the number.
It said, "Hey, I just wanted to tell you that you're beautiful, even though I'm like 30 years older than you, LOL. I responded, LOL, thanks, which I'm surprised I did. Most people would have probably ignored it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got back to me with, I would kill to meet a girl like you.
Ooh.
Excuse me?
I replied 10 minutes later with thanks, hoping he wouldn't say anything else.
Just to end it.
But he got back to me with, maybe one day I'll meet you, ... LOL. I didn't reply to that one.
Just leave it alone.
I found everything about the guy creepy, but I didn't block him. I figured, why get rid of a free follow and likes? I hadn't heard from him until I posted a new photo. This one of my sister Carol and I in front of our house. The man commented quickly on the photo, saying, you and your sister are so cute. Now it was becoming too much for me, so I removed the comment and blocked him.
Thank you.
Later in the day, Carol and I were home alone. I was in the bathroom doing my nails, getting ready to go out. I noticed a car I didn't recognize pull up in front of the house through the window. But only the front. The rest of the car was covered by the bush that separates our front yard from the neighbors. The headlight shut off, but I didn't see anyone step out of the car. I took note of this only because we're on a dead-end block, so we don't get any through traffic. I shut the blind just because I was on full display. My sister was in her room on her laptop when the time came for me to leave. I didn't bother saying goodbye. Usually we just text each other that we're going out anyway.
Oh, I see.
I went to my car, looking at the mysterious car, which revealed to be a Maxima. The tinted windows mixed with the darkness of the night made it impossible to see inside of it.
Don't
You
sound
need to
I
get
good.
a
got my
weapon.
car, did a 3-point turn, and drove down the one-sided street to the nearest main road. I went to a social gathering at a friend's house. I wouldn't call it a party,
Oh.
but a decent amount of drinking went on.
Party.
I cut myself off a little early since I knew I had to drive. But still, I'll admit, and I don't condone this kind of behavior whatsoever, I was pretty tipsy when I was driving home. It was only a 5-minute drive though.
I don't care.
I pulled up to my house.
No drinking and
The
driving.
first thing I
Right.
noticed was the Maxima still parked out front. I needed to know whose car was that. I passed it slowly, but still couldn't see inside of it. I parked and texted a few friends that I got home safe before stepping outside and walking up to my house. I was eyeing that car parked out front all the way up to the front door, where I dropped my keys, at which point, for whatever reason, I was too scared to bend over and look for them. Instead, I rang the doorbell like 5 times so my sister would answer quickly. She never answered the door though, so I was forced to get on my knees and look for the keys.
Oh boy.
She's
They
dead.
actually landed right on the doormat. I opened the door and went inside pretty swiftly, taking one last look at the Maxima before shutting the door. It was past midnight, but my sister was usually still up this late, so I dizzily but quietly walked up the stairs and down the hall towards her door. And oddly enough, it was wide open, but the lights were out. Maybe she went out for
She's
once.
dead.
I crept into the room, and my heart skipped a beat as my mind tried to put together the faint noise I was hearing. It took me a while to realize it was a whisper. The whisper of my sister was coming from the closet. The closet was cracked open, and I saw my sister peeping her eyes through the crack. She was visibly shaken and appeared to be crying.
What?
I knelt down next to her and opened the closet all the way, whispering, "What's going on?" She didn't say anything though. She just kept putting her finger on her lips, telling me to be quiet. I tugged at her arm to pull her out of the closet, and when she was out, I pushed the closet shut quietly. This revealed my sister's room again, as well as somebody clear as day standing direct center in my sister's room. I don't know if he was facing us or not, but that didn't matter,
no.
because we both wailed as we ran together. I felt the vibrations of the man stomping close behind us. We went straight for the car. I was able to lock the doors without even a second to spare before the man chasing us tried the door handle.
Oh my.
When he realized it was locked, he started bashing at the window with his shoulder, all while my sister was screaming and wailing, making the matter
Y'all have no
worse.
neighbors?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Nobody
Through
hears
the intensity
this.
of the situation, I still was able to make the connection. It was the same man who had been stalking me on Instagram. I had to do a 3-point turn, but all the while I was honking the horn to get as much attention as possible from the neighbors.
Thank you.
I think it worked because he got into his car, which turned out to be the Maxima, and did a 3-point turn as well. At first we thought he was tailing us, but instead he booked it past us and down another street to never be seen again.
I would have got his
At that
license
point, we
plate.
just turned around and went back to the house. I called our parents and then the police. The police were able to find out how the man broke in, through an upstairs window. He climbed up a ladder onto the awning and boosted himself up to the windowsill. I told the police about how he was stalking me on Instagram and must have somehow found my address when I posted my most recent picture with my sister, which included my house number.
Never do
I tried
that.
to help them by giving the man's Instagram account, but when I went to the blocked accounts section, it was empty. That meant
He
that
deleted
the man
it.
already deleted his Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, even if there is a way for Instagram to track deleted users, it didn't matter because I didn't remember the man's username. So I hate to say it, but there was nothing the police could do, and I knew it. I've since set my Instagram to private and really only accept follow requests from
Thank
people
you.
I know now.
Thank
I'm
you.
also a lot more paranoid and wary of posting revealing photos.
And you need to move. Okay? That's
Yeah,
what you
definitely need to move.
Because he still remembers where you live at.
Right.
Never post a picture in
Of
front of
your-
your full house with the address on it.
Right.
Don't do that.
Never do that.
I came across something recently that has been freaking me the hell out. Before I get into my discovery, let me just get into a little backstory that makes the discovery even more disturbing.
It's a nice room.
For the past few weeks or so, on several occasions, while either trying to sleep in my bed or doing something in my room with a light on at night, I would hear a single, faint yet audible tap on my window. I hardly want to call it a tap, because none of the sounds really resembled an intentional tap. It sounded more so like something accidentally being scraped or pressed against the glass very briefly.
Like a leaf.
At first I thought it was just bugs flying into the window. But as the same sound kept happening at least 2 or 3 times a week, I started to get freaked out by it. So I told my dad, and he of course told me it's nothing, probably just bugs like I initially thought. So nothing happened for a few nights. But then, I got a text from a friend. Well, not a friend. Just some guy I used to have a class with who somehow coerced me into giving him my number. He said, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me. We used to have a class together. I just wanted to let you know about this. I stumbled upon it by accident. And if you're unaware of it, that's pretty disturbing." Then he added a link to the bottom of the message. I pressed it, and it took me to an Instagram page. The page was titled JP Unofficial. Those were my initials. But that wasn't the first thing I noticed.
The photos
The
of
first
you.
thing I noticed was the profile picture, which was me. And then the 45 pictures uploaded to that account were all of me. They weren't like pictures that I took though, they were all candid. I mean, like, they were pictures I never even knew were taken.
When you were asleep.
Some were of me at the beach, some were of me sitting in my car, but the newer ones got even weirder. Some were of me in my backyard, and then the worst ones were the most recent. There were pictures of me in my room, taken from outside my window. Some of me sitting on my bed doing homework or texting.
No.
Others of me standing, with one even of me in my underwear. I felt sick. I felt like crying and throwing up. All the
Why
pictures
you
had at
have
least
it?
2 or 3 likes. Some had comments, but not comments pointing out how wrong this is. They were comments encouraging it, saying things like, "Go for it," or "hot," or "What'd I do if I could get my hands on her?" The
Oh.
captions on the photos, too. They were all things like, "The love of my life," or "She went to the beach today," or "I just like to watch her." My mouth was twitching as a tear rolled down my face.
You need to call the
I was
police.
so disturbed, I can't even describe the emotions I was feeling. And then, there was a sound again at the window. The sound. The unintentional scrape or tap. And then it clicked.
That's him.
It made sense now. When I put 2 and 2 together, I simply snapped. I lost it and screamed louder than I'd ever screamed before. My dad came rushing in with
I was
open
gonna say,
arms
your
to
dad
hug me
come
and
in?
ask what's wrong. I showed him the Instagram page and explained the tabs at the window. Well, explained is a stretch. I was a mess and could barely speak clearly. My dad's expression went from gentle to horrified to downright angry. He rushed outside screaming, making a scene for the neighbors, looking for the stalker.
I would too.
He then came inside and called the police. I gave the police the Instagram account and requested they track it as soon as possible. Law enforcement put the request into Instagram. By the time it was received, the account was deleted, but it didn't matter
Of
because
course.
Instagram was still able to recover the info.
Oh, good.
And the usage was traced to an old iPod Touch. Unfortunately, the device was untraceable. It was either destroyed or it had its Wi-Fi turned off permanently. My dad saw how messed up I was, and he plans on moving us out of the house within the month.
Let's go. Yes.
Luckily, there haven't been any new sounds. But I've also made sure to keep all my blinds shut 24/7, and always
Thank
make
you.
sure I'm not being tailed while driving.
Thank you.
All I could think to say to everybody is keep your Instagram private and always be alert to your surroundings.
I want to know why you're changing clothes with the blinds open. That's one thing.
I think they're safe. I
don't do that. I close it as soon as it turns dark and I have a light on. I know people can see in. I will close the blinds. Okay,
Yes.
I don't care what time of day it is. And if I'm changing, it's not gonna be no window open. It's gonna be closed, and then I'll open it back up when I'm finished.
Right.
But
That's just a word to the wise, guys. I say if you're under like 16, 13, to private your Instagram.
yeah, because there's like weird people.
Because even in
out
terms
there.
of service, I think they said you have to be at least 13 to even
Nobody
have an
listens to
Instagram.
that.
I know.
I'm about to say,
But I'm just saying.
nobody listens.
I'm just saying.
But I mean, before this one, because this is not my first Instagram account, my old one before YouTube, I only had like 2,000 followers, and like it was private the whole time. Like I didn't let just anybody see my stuff.
Yeah, mine was
always
private. Mine was private too.
Yeah, mine is only public now for you guys, but
Yeah.
if it wasn't, I'll just have it private. Honestly,
Yeah, I used to be a fuckboy, and
you were.
yeah, and I had a lot of followers on Instagram. I mean, a lot. It was like
100K.
Alright, 100K or a little less than.
100K.
I was a fuckboy, but I had a lot. Oh yeah, I showed Jasmine some of the old pictures I had in my old computer.
Thirst traps. Just all thirst traps. Completely.
I'm a reformed fuckboy. But the message here is, keep your Instagram private, man.
Yeah,
there's a lot of lurkers,
a lot of weird people.
A lot of people out here.
Photos and stuff like that.
The
like
catfish. Somebody used mine too. I remember she showed me on Facebook that somebody used her for a waist training program.
For a waist trainer, and I'm just like, what? Like, so you never know.
I mean, somebody told you that there was catfish or some guy, and they wanted you to hold a picture of a fork.
At least they told me. They DM'd me and they were like, hey, girl. No, they said this is the exact message. She said, hey, girl. I am using your pictures for catfishing some dude and he doesn't think I'm you. So can you help me out by sending me a picture of you holding up some toilet paper? And I'm just looking at it like,
that is some bold stuff there.
Yeah, like that is crazy. I'm like, you really gonna catfish some other dude with me, then ask me to help you catfish someone else. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. At least you were honest. You was upfront, but you crazy.
That's
like,
bold.
Just show them as yourself, cause y'all are never, or if you do meet this person, you're not gonna end up being the person that you catfishing with. So you might as well just be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. He might like you better than me. You never know. So.
Anyway, that's a word to the wise.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, please comment below what you think.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe, and share. Just more, guys. Deuces.